Hello everyone and welcome to System Hoppers, the actual play podcast when we can never decide what we want to play. My name is Mark, and join me and our players Steve, Vicky and Tom as we step into the ring, into tights and spandex to air out grievances and fight to be the best, as today we're playing the Worldwide Wrestling RPG. The Worldwide Wrestling RPG, created by Nathan D. Paoletta, was originally published in 2015 and had its second edition being funded by Kickstarter 5 years later in the April of 2020. The game sees players stepping into the role of wrestlers within a fictional wrestling show and playing both the on-camera segments, clashes in and out of the ropes, and also developing stories and narratives when the cameras aren't rolling. It's a game about feuds, championship runs, betrayals, and most importantly, making sure you win the audience over. Myself and Steve will be stepping in and sharing the role of creative, as well as playing characters on the show itself. As creative, we'll be booking and arranging the show, deciding what segments will be featured, what matches and promos will be held, and most importantly, who's the winner for each match. That's right, I'm going to let you in a little secret. So come here. Wrestling's fake. That's right, in this game, we'll be enforcing kayfabe. The wrestler who was a genetic experiment gone wrong? Totally real. Someone being knocked out by a powerful blow? Yeah, that definitely happened. We can ignore the fact that as soon as the cameras stop rolling and the audiences leave, our characters can all chat backstage and even carpool home together. Now, players don't always have to enforce that rule though, and sometimes breaking the rules or twinging the curtain of disbelief is the perfect way to win the audience over. Or you could completely alienate and lose them, and that runs the risk of being fired. If a wrestler ever maxes out their audience meter though, they can take the top spot and be the main eventer of the show. So, me and Steve are going to be booking the show before any of our characters have even set foot in the ring. But that booking is kind of how we want things to play out. Our players' actions and dice rolls could forever change any of that information. What if the person me and Steve booked to wins injures themselves? Or a dastardly villain cheats? Or if our booked winner messes up their finisher? Or any of these could influence, change or impact the booking, and our players have no idea. Our one rule is simple. If someone manages to change themselves to be booked as the winner and wins, that was always our plan all along. It was always our plan for that to happen because creative don't make mistakes, although sometimes we need to swerve through our original decisions. So, how does the game actually work? Our players are all going to be choosing a gimmick, which is kind of like the class of wrestler they are. These are archetypes like the monster, the veteran, the clown, which kind of decides what their style of wrestling is. They'll also be choosing if they're a heroic babyface, a good guy who the crowd cheer for, or a conniving heel, a bad guy who the audience boo. They'll have 4 core stats that they can roll on. These are body, a stat measuring their physical strength, look, a stat measuring their charisma and ability to win over the crowd, real, a stat measuring how well they are at inflicting real violence, and finally work, a stat measuring their actual technical wrestling skill, holds, maneuvers, or jumping off the top rope. There are other moves they can roll on as well, but we'll explain those as they come up. The final thing they might roll on is their heat with another wrestler. This is how strong or volatile their relationship can be with another wrestler. Good tag team partners the audience love might have good heat, but as might bitter rivals locked in a white-hot feud for the championship title belt. Now, for dice, the game uses the Powered by the Apocalypse system, which is very simple. When attempting a skill check or to roll for something, the players will roll 2 6-sided dice. A roll of 0 to 6 is a botch, a roll of 7 to 9 is a partial success, and a roll of 10 to 12 is a complete success. Different actions will have different results if they botch, partially succeed, or fully succeed, and often the players get to make a decision regardless of the outcome. Players will also have momentum points that they can use to buy up to a success, and these are often granted from failure as well. For example, if a player takes the microphone and cuts a promo, they'll roll on their look stat. A botch roll of 0 to 6 might mean the promo doesn't connect with the audience and they gain a bit of momentum. A roll of 7 to 9 might net them one of a few bonuses, like some heat with a rival, or a change to a match they want coming up. And a successful promo roll of a 10 to 12 could net them more of these bonuses. The game is really fun as even the worst failures can move the story forward in interesting ways, but critical successes also let the players really narrate the story and decide what happens next, meaning at times the players in the role of creative sometimes don't even need to do anything except play the non-playable character wrestlers. That's about the gist of it. We sometimes skip character creation, but this time we'll be going through it on the show, introducing our characters and also outlining what they want and what motivates their wrestler. We'll hopefully be playing a couple of episodes of the show and then a pay-per-view finale where all of our feuds will come to dramatic conclusions. I have talked to players beforehand and we also discussed lines and veils in terms of contact, and we play with an X card rule, just in case players aren't happy with any of the subject nature or want to voice any concerns. Finally, we do try our best to get the rules right, but there may be cases where we get them slightly wrong, but that never stops us from enjoying the game. I'll put a link to the game in the show notes if you want to check it out as well. Now we can get on with the show and meet our players. Hello everyone, welcome to System Hoppers. Today we are playing Worldwide Wrestling, 2nd edition. I am joined by Steve.
Hello. Steve the Steve, that's me.
I'm joined by Tom.
Hello.
And I'm joined by Vicky.
Hello.
So we can start kind of doing character creation. So do you guys kind of know roughly what kind of archetype or what gimmick you're looking to make a character around?
I want to be the call-up.
The call-up, okay.
I am playing the manager.
I'll be playing the veteran. Tom, you'll be playing the call-up. Vicky, do you have a preference?
Possibly the anointed? The newbie.
We've got one veteran and two fresh-faced newbies.
And a manager.
And a manager.
The other section that we probably do want to quickly talk about is faces versus heels. So as I said, a face is a good guy, heel is a bad guy. I think we kind of want to have like a little bit of a split, but we'll see how we go. I'm going to play a face, and I think Steve's playing a heel.
I am indeed playing a heel.
I put myself as being a face for the moment.
Okay, it can change. You can turn. Vicky, do you know if you're going face or heel?
I think I'm going to go for a heel, actually.
Okay. You are the bad guy. What we'll do is we'll introduce our wrestlers and just explain who they are very briefly, and then together we'll go through the heat questions one at a time. So, who wants to start us off?
I could start us off.
Yeah.
So I'm Wally the Weasel Weasley. A little slimy 5'6" man. He's a manager, never steps foot in the ring to wrestle. Slightly pudgy, wearing a slightly ill-fitting pinstripe suit. Horrible slick back hair. Looks like a weird greasy little Tory.
And what does he want? What's his...
He wants to get his way to the top of this company. He's going to build himself a little group of wrestlers to run the company.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I'm Overtime Oliver Timely. I'm a battered, average-looking man with an equally torn pair of black trunks with a badly ironed clock face on the centre of it. I look like I just came to this wrestling show from about 3 other wrestling shows. And I've kept my ring gear on in the car.
Do people know you at those shows as well, or are you just like, this is your character for this promotion?
Like, this is just a character I bring around with me, but only like one person from each promotion really knows me.
Oh. So you want to be kind of more hot shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm one person's favourite wrestler in about the 12 different promotions I'm at.
And you're just trying to find the one that sticks, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to move up to a bigger company.
Makes sense. That's it.
Yeah.
Vicky, who are you playing?
So I am playing... She just goes by Enigma. She's also known as the Diva of Doom. She's very dramatic looking, platinum blonde hair, which is like usually pulled up into sort of a high ponytail. Wears a lot of black leather, spikes, sort of that kind of, you know exactly what I mean, like sort of almost a little bit of a Rhea Ripley vibe, but like not like as gothy. Like it's sort of gothic Barbie kind of.
You do know wrestling. So, just to cap off the introductions, I am playing Titanic Terry, who is a large 6-foot man with now a dad bod, faded tattoos, a small amount of chest hair, neon green trunks and knee pads with matching boots. He was formerly known as Teenage Terry, but he had to rebrand because he's clearly very old now. And he was with his tag team partner, Colossal Keith, in a tag team group called The Large Boys.
Large Boys.
The Large Boys. Boys with an eye. Now we can go through our heat question. Before me and Steve quickly take a moment to quickly book the show and write the show, because this show has been going on a little bit before. It's not the first episode of a show, it's kind of a continuation from the show itself. We're going to go through a couple heat questions. We are going to each take it in turns to ask one of those questions. And at any point, another player can volunteer and just add a bit of narrative onto their story.
We're going to ask 3, right? You ask one question per other player.
Sorry, yeah, we ask one question per other player, so 3. We'll take it one at a time, though, going around until we've asked 3 each. it just gives us a bit of kind of narrative anytime you can volunteer an answer. How it works is whoever volunteers an answer for you, we're going to start with +1 heat with them.
You'll also start with +1 on anyone that's not the same alignment as you. So I've got +1 with Mark and Tom. So Vicky, you'll have +1 with Mark and Tom. Tom and Mark, you'll have +1 with me and Vicky right off the bat.
Just because there's already a bit of disdain because we're opposites.
Yeah.
So who wants to go first with the questions?
I went first on the gimmick, so I'll go first on the description. So I'll go first here because I already know my first one. It's who do I manage? Which is none of you. I'm not managing any of you. I'm managing one of our wonderful non-player wrestlers. I get +3 heat with them right off the bat.
Ooh.
I get +3 with a non-playable wrestler, and I'm going to take the non-player wrestler known as Painface because his name is Painface.
I wrote that and then just didn't do any follow-up.
That gives me free reign to make Painface my own personal little wrestler.
Can you exclusively refer to him as my personal pain face?
Yes, he's my personal Painface.
Who wants to go next? Did Tom go next? Should we go in that order?
Yeah, go in the order that we went with the descriptions.
Yeah. Tom, what's your next heat question?
Whose spot am I threatening to take now that I'm here?
There's an obvious answer to that.
Terry, I'm coming for you.
It's gotta be you, Terry.
Cool. Vicky, what's your heat question?
Who is jealous of my rapid rise?
Ooh, that feels like Tom, right?
I am.
I think it's probably Tom.
That has to be like someone starting out who's really mad, who does 10 other promotions. My question, who has no respect for all the work I've put into this company?
I will absolutely take that one. I'm stealing that one.
Who's that, Wally the Weasel?
Yeah. So my question is, who is trying to undermine me with my client?
I will have that.
So I get one little heat with Diva of Doom. Also, Diva of Doom is a great wrestling nickname.
Thank you. I was very proud of it.
Tom?
Who thinks I'm completely overrated?
100% me.
It's just making everyone hate you.
But you're a heel, you're supposed to be.
You
I'm
take
a
heat with
villain.
everyone.
Yeah.
You take heat with everyone.
Yeah.
Someone who wanted to play a face originally, you are changing roles wonderfully.
Gonna lean into it. I'm gonna it just completely this is who I am now, and there is nothing that any of you can do about it.
Is it me to ask one now?
Vicky to ask one.
Oh, it is, you're right.
Who has attached themselves to me to feed off my success?
That feels like it
I'm going
might
to
need
say
to
Mark
be me.
for that.
Mark or me?
Could it be me? I don't really know. Like,
I go for Mark.
You could view her as the future who's attached themselves to Enigma to leech off their success. I mean, aging vet wanting to hand the torch.
That's true. I want the company to be in safe hands.
But you also want, to keep your spot.
Yeah, need someone to carry the torch of old man.
So this young woman will do the job
I
perfectly fine.
politely decline. No, you know what? I impolitely decline.
Violently declined.
Someone has to carry the Titanic name forwards.
That's not a good name to take forward.
1,000 years Titanic. My question is, who have I decided is killing the business with their performance?
That has to be me. Come on.
Steve, you're just making me hate you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be your foil.
I think from how it's fallen, that has to be that though, because I already think Enigma is the new face of the company.
Yeah,
and I have no problems with a new call up.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the piece of shit you don't like.
Are we just gonna have the fucking end of Metal Gear Solid 4?
Yes.
Okay, that's me. That's my second question, Solid.
And my final question: who turned on me when I was their manager? I feel like that might have to be Tom.
I was gonna say, if I'm trying to get your attention, it can't be me.
I don't think I'd let you manage me.
No, you think I'm killing the business, so I think it's got to be Tom.
Who has sung my praises to get me on the roster?
That'd be me.
It could be you or it could be me.
If you managed him originally, it could be.
Yeah, it would make sense that I got him in the company. Yeah.
Try and join your faction.
Yeah, I think I'll take that one. That's a nice little narrative that we've weaved there for Oliver Timely and Wally the Weasel.
Who's next? Is it Vicky?
Who did I debut with, then leave behind? I feel like that's got to be Tom.
I feel like Tom's probably a good shout.
Doesn't Tom have disdain already that you're more popular than him?
Yeah.
It makes even more sense, yeah.
Oh, I'm torn between my last two. I think I'm going to go for who is desperately seeking my approval.
I feel like Tom might be a decent shout for that one.
I'll take it, but my want is to leave for a bigger company.
You can still want the approval of the vet of the company. You want Senpai to notice you so you can move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, because as I said, me and Steve have booked a show that is completely up to change. At any point it can change. There's a move called the run-in, and at any point you can just say, I'm running in, and you can run into a segment or a match.
Nice.
Shall we start things out?
Yes. I'm not in this, you're not in this. I'll let you have.
Oh, sweet. So, where are we starting from? In my other notes, I have Milton Keynes car park. I can't remember if we agreed on that or not.
That was discussed. I recall that conversation.
So, should we start from there, just as a...
Yes, you're gonna...
Can it be outside of Toys R Us?
An old closed down Toys R Us.
Five Nights at Freddy's looking Toys R Us. So, we cut to a ring outside of a large discontinued Toys R Us, but there are still lights and some basic pyro setup, and a wrestling ring. There is a standout crowd of maybe 30 people. But yeah, they are here for their favourite show, British Conclave Wrestling's Friday Night Riot, 3 weeks out from the big Birmingham beatdown, location pending.
Might be in Birmingham.
Birmingham adjacent, possibly, we don't know. But the ring is empty. Enigma, so you've got the opening promo. Like, it can be a pre-recorded video, you can go into the ring and say something.
It would probably be pre-recorded.
Okay. So as everyone's looking at an empty wrestling ring, suddenly the legally Titantron, is that, can I call it that, or is that?
It's a medium Tron for us. It's
as the projector / babytron / medium Tron lights up, and yeah, Enigma, what happens? What's
Sort of imagining the best way to describe this is if you've ever seen How I Met Your Mother and Barney's video resume.
Oh no. Like all the effects and...
Yeah, so just sort of like she's just sort of like just like a semi-obvious green screen.
That's like fuzzy outline on you.
Yeah. Like just doing one of this like pseudo impressive shit. There'll be like mountain climbing, like what's that thing where there's a speedboat and you're like on the back of it?
Oh, when you're on like paragliding.
Yeah, paragliding, that's the one. Yeah, like they'll be like just like horseback riding just like across this like beautiful beach. It just the audio just cuts completely.
Like, to imagine it's mountain climbing, but you can tell it's done on like the local leisure centre's climbing wall, and like paragliding in the swimming pool.
No, that's just full green screen. It's just like a really crap surfboard, just like on like a block that you can kind of see to like point the board up slightly, and then just like really bad like water effects in the background.
Like with water pistols spraying the sides.
Somebody's just sat underneath, just like spewing water out of their mouth.
Yeah, that's the intro.
That's your intro. You got to cut a little bit of a promo here, something to get our teeth into.
I guess it's just sort of I'm not necessarily going to call anybody out. It's just like hyping myself up to the absolute maximum.
Okay. I think we can work that. I think Steve, you look at the list, I think we should roll and work the audience for that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, so if you want from that hype montage, Vicky, do you want to roll your audience?
Okay.
So you roll and add on whatever your audience is, and we'll see how well that connects with the audience.
So I just roll 2d6, right?
2d6 plus your audience.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's a botch.
That is bad.
So you've rolled what? A 2? No, a 5?
A 5.
Okay, so
what a great first roll. Welcome to the new podcast, guys. Starting off strong.
What a botch! You lose the audience.
Oh no.
You've lost them. You can't work the audience for the remainder of the episode.
No.
You gain a momentum point as the promo cuts out and the audience don't cheer, and you can hear backstage just confusion. Just like people don't understand what they saw. Someone starts crying.
There's a toddler in like a carrier that just immediately starts bawling its eyes out, loudly screaming.
Okay, so I'm on 2 momentum now.
You getting a momentum. Usually failing gets you momentum points. Steve, do you want to take over now?
As I'll say, as you've lost the audience, there is like an ominous sound of like ravens cawing as your promo suddenly like sort of judders out of view as a man with like long black hair. I'm doing hand gestures like you can see me. Sort of like black streaks of face paint across their face. This sort of raven cawing sort of intensifies as they sort of look up at the camera, and a really bad special effect of like ravens flying at the screen happens as they just sort of point a hand towards the camera that's recording them, and just sort of accidentally poke it as it rocks back slightly as this figure goes, "Enigma tonight," and the feed cuts out.
As people are immediately intrigued. That was Dark Omen, everyone's favourite wrestler. They love that guy, and his promos are not edited.
Nope. One take Dark Omen, we call him.
At the end of the first segment.
I think so.
And so as the lights dim down and the cold car park air rolls in, suddenly really old, like 70s glam rock starts playing. The audience hype up as Titanic Terry comes out wearing a very small and very see-through shirt with Colossal Keith. They are both wearing the tag team championship belts around their waist as the announcer speaks up. Making their way to the ring from Old Port Southampton, the Large Boys.
Oh, I hate it.
Hops up onto the apron and flawlessly rips his shirt open and throws it into the crowd.
It hits that toddler in the stroller.
I was going to say it's the baby.
Is Colossal Keith doing the same thing, I guess?
Yeah, he'll do it to someone else on the other side of the ring. Like.
We're the faces as well. People like us. As we get into the ring, and they do that thing where one person goes down like on his feet and like flexes, and the other one like stays on his feet and flexes.
Are you going to do the local indie wrestler things of taking someone's beer and downing it?
No, we're cool. We give a guy a beer.
You bring a beer out to give it to someone.
I reach into my trunks, pull out a nice cold tinny, and give it to the man. Does that work, the audience?
I'd say so.
Watch this just bomb. Oh, yes, that's an 8.
What?
Middling, it's fine. That goes over okay.
They love it. They play along, gain 1 momentum.
It's cold enough out here that it's not been too warm by being near your gooch. Like,
Make sure you stuff the socks back down there to counteract the fact that you've just had an ice cold tin next to your dick.
Titanic Terry is always stuffed.
That's not a good tagline.
they call him Titanic for a reason.
Titanic Terry, there's always something below deck.
Ooh.
But yeah, with that we wait in our corner.
The music then violently shifts from 70s glam rock to the sounds of a construction site, machinery whirring, sledgehammers hitting stone, as 2 very large, very fat gentlemen like waddle out from the ruined Toys R Us. They're both probably about 6'3" and probably about 6'3" wide as well. As they waddle their way down towards the ring, one of them will grab the beer you handed to the guy and they will down it.
Codpiece beer.
They will drink that delicious gooch beer.
Oh no.
No, absolutely not. No.
I
Gooch beer is not becoming a running theme.
I try and go for him and Colossal Keith holding me back.
No, Gooch beer isn't becoming a thing. Gooch hooch, on the other hand.
They will then like pull themselves into the ring as it like groans slightly under the weight. They're Wrecking Ball and Crane.
Wrecking Ball and Crane.
The slightly rounder one is Wrecking Ball. The slightly taller one is Crane.
With that, I guess, does the bell start? Yeah.
Announcer announces the tag teams of the Large Boys and the Demolition Crew, as I'm going to now call them.
Ooh.
Holds up the rather cheap-looking tag team title belts. hands them off to a member of staff by the ring and rings the bell.
So just the way wrestling works is one person is in control of the wrestling segment of the match. They describe what they want to do, and then if Steve's running it, Steve will make me roll on a stat. And how it works is if you hit the move normally, you can keep control. If you roll a 10, you get a momentum. If you fail it, you can either get a momentum or you can give control to the other person. Do you want to start with me in control of the match?
Yeah, you can, as champions, you can have the advantage to that.
I'm going to, who am I against, Wrecking Ball or Crane?
Let's say Crane is in the ring to start with.
Okay. I'm going to immediately try and go for like a lockup, like a traditional
collar and elbow,
like full on just start like locking up with him and just actually technically wrestling.
Okie dokie. Let's say work on that. That's just standard wrestling, isn't it? Pretty standard wrestling.
It's an 8.
8. Yeah, you still got control, carry on.
As I kind of lock up with him, we kind of wrestle back and forth. I kind of win that initial like test of strength. When you kind of lock up and then you turn it into like moving behind them and have your hands around their waist.
Yeah, go behind. Yeah.
I'm going to try and go for that and then kind of immediately just go back into like a German suplex. Like try and just throw him over my shoulder and hit him into the mat.
Let's go body on that one.
Oh boy. Oh no. On a botch. You botch the spot or your opponent counters and takes control of the match.
Okay, so as you go to lift up Crane, he's just too girthy. You just struggle to lift him. You're big, but he's bigger. As he just sort of like plants his feet, he then like slaps your hands around his waist, sort of forcing you to let go. And he's then going to like drop down and like drag you over his shoulder to the mat.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I go down, I guess. Titanic Terry's down.
Fitting.
The iceberg that is Crane.
As he like pulls you down, you sort of land flat on your back. As he sort of picks himself up, he's then just going to go for like a giant whoopsie and just sort of jump and like sort of sit on your chest.
Can I try to roll out the way?
You absolutely can. Let's go body on that again.
Oh, I'd like to just quickly roll like 4 times.
You roll out the way as Crane lands on his arse and like sort of bounces back to his feet and clutches at his arse. Just like making it clear to everyone he's in pain.
Upon seeing that, I want to bounce myself off the ropes and run and just do like a drop kick into his face.
Absolutely. Let's go for a work on that.
That's a 7.
You want to keep control or?
Yeah, I'm going to keep control. Jump both feet, hit him dead in the chest and he kind of flies back. I'm going to immediately kip up.
How tall is Titanic Terry?
About 6 foot. By kip up, it's more like dad-bodied man trying to get himself up. He thinks it's a kip up, but it's kind of just a not.
Slightly less impressive than that.
I'm going to drag him over, while he's kind of stunned from that kick. I'm going to drag him to the corner, climb on the top rope, and I'm going to go for the iceberg drop, which is an elbow drop off the top rope.
Ooh. Let's go for a body roll on that.
Oh, 7. I'm going to let him counter that to take a momentum.
Okay. As you sort of leap out the corner, sort of go for the elbow drop, he gets his knees up as you just sort of bounce off his knees, sort of recoil back in pain. He tries to kip up, but there is way too much girth on him to actually kip up. As he just sort of awkwardly sort of picks himself up instead. He's then going to grab you and throw you towards his corner with Wrecking Ball there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're in the corner, he'll then sort of run back and barrels towards you in the corner.
Gonna try and kick him in the face, but just...
let's go for a body. Athletic feat.
Oh.
7, dealer's choice.
I'm rolling a lot of stuff. I rolled 3 7s in a row.
Yeah.
I'm going to, as he runs at me, just stick a foot up and just kick him in the face so he staggers back. Is this guy bald?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I was going to grab his hair. I'm going to grab him by the shoulder while he's stunned. I'm going to move over to Colossal Keith, go to make the tag, but then stop. Go back to just holding his kind of collarbone and just start kicking him. I'm just going to start trying to beat him down.
Perfect. Roll me a, let's say, work on that as the crowd starts to get really into it now.
8.
Okay, you keep it control or?
I'll pass control over to him.
Pass control over?
Start kicking at him.
As you lay these shots into him, after the 4th or 5th shot, he sort of almost parries a punch with his chest. Does big man spot and puffs his chest out to ricochet the shot off. He'll then slap you in the face.
Woo.
make his way over to his corner and tag in Wrecking Ball, who dives into the ring and just barrels directly at you and just launches himself, like just takes it off completely, just throws all of his body at you.
By God, he came in like a wrecking ball.
Oh my God.
Yes!
And he meant to make them fall.
He never hit so hard at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an unfortunate announcement. The announce team have been removed for tonight's show. The microphones aren't working for some reason. It looks like someone might have spilt water on it backstage. We're not sure what's happened yet.
Someone spilled gooch beer.
The gooch shoots is all over the microphones.
Upon seeing Wrecking Ball barrel at me, can I try and jump, like make a tag for Colossal Keith?
Absolutely. Let's go for a body to leap across the ring to make the tag.
Oh, that's a
Oh
bunch.
no!
I've realised the mistake I've made, and I'm getting tired.
As you jump like a second too late, Wrecking Ball just sort of lands on your back as you're leaping, as you both like clatter to the mat. You take the full weight of the very girthy Wrecking Ball directly onto you. Colossal Keith like visibly like winces as you take that.
I'm like on the ground but flailing my hand trying to make a tag that I can't reach.
As Wrecking Ball sort of turns this position into almost like a camel clutch, like he sort of like stands up, locks his arms around your face to sort of wrench you into a camel clutch. I'm still doing hand gestures like you can see me. What do?
I'm going to use my strong physique to break this clutch, to flex on out.
Let's say a body roll.
I am going to spend 2 momentum to turn that 5 into a 7.
Yeah, so do you want to regain control?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like flailing around, selling the move. Like Terry it's hard to blur the line of is Terry in actual pain or is he faking it and selling the move as he just like flexes and pulls knocks Wrecking Ball off him just for a split second, an actual feat of strength, quickly undercut by him scrabbling just to make the tag, at which point he just lies on the ground on the apron, just like motionless for a second, clearly catching his breath.
While Titanic Terry is having a little rest on the Colossal Keith gets into the ring, sort of barrels across the ring, knocks Crane off the apron, bounces out of the corner, hits Wrecking Ball with a lariat to the back of the head as Wrecking Ball goes down, clutching the back of his head. KK then sort of deadlifts him up, almost like a gut wrench, as he sort of lifts him up and then just sort of like drops him backwards into like a suplex, as the crowd goes absolutely ballistic at this point.
Can I like basically just cheer and like hype up the crowd while Colossal Keith does a lot of the literal heavy lifting?
The actual heavy lifting.
But once I see the match is like starting to get to a conclusion, I'm going to wait for Colossal Keith to get close to me and slap him on the back and tag myself in.
The crowd are like chanting for Colossal Keith at this point. As he lands this suplex on Wrecking Ball, Crane sort of just about scrambles back onto the apron to make a tag. Colossal Keith clocks him, big boots him off the apron again, grabs Wrecking Ball, sort of throws him off the ropes, then follows him as he ricochets, like Wrecking Ball hits the ropes, bounces off. Colossal Keith hits the ropes. Titanic Terry, I'll say you can just quickly get the tag in there.
Yeah, like I'll slap him and be like, I'll take it from here, boy.
Colossal Keith sort of like hits the ropes, gets tagged, sort of stops and sort of turns, like looking like shocked as Wrecking Ball ricochets off the ropes and just barrels straight through Colossal Keith, who is like thrown to the outside, sort of goes through the middle rope to the outside.
Upon seeing this, I'm going to attempt to grab... Is Wrecking Ball in the ring?
Yes.
I'm going to try and I want to go for an athletic feat.
Okay.
So I want to grab Wrecking Ball and fully just like pick him up like over my head and like almost, is it gorilla drop when you just pick them up and just drop them?
The gorilla press, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go for like a stupid feat of strength. Like my doctors have not advised this, but I'm hype. Colossal Keith's done all the work and I'm setting this up.
Okay. Yeah, you can roll me a body on that.
Oh
no.
On a botch to take an injury.
Oh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Titanic sunk for a reason.
As you go to lift Wrecking Ball, you start to lift him as you just feel your back go. As you fall backwards as he lands on you. He quickly like jumps to his feet as Crane gets in the ring they set up for their tag finisher as Wrecking Ball sort of runs off the ropes. Crane sort of pops him up and almost like power bombs him onto you.
I'm just in actual pain, like
genuine pain.
I am in a lot of pain. As he just lands on me.
Yeah.
I'm like arms out, like splattered done. Titanic Terry's out, I think.
On the outside of the ring, Colossal Keith sort of gets up, sees Wrecking Ball and Crane hit this move, as he just sort of like gestures and sort of like throws his hands towards the ring as he starts to walk out to leave.
I roll over and just start like crawling, like trying to. What are you doing, Keith? I'll like try and get onto my feet, but like half up on like the second rope, but like distracted.
How do I finish this? I'm gonna say, can you roll me a luck roll?
Oh, a luck? We said luck. Oh, that's a 9. I'll spend a momentum to make it a 10.
Sure. The audience are definitely feeling it. As Colossal Keith is walking out, sort of like making it clear to everyone that he's over this. He's done with this. As you take a very big boy senton from Wrecking Ball sort of directly onto your back again.
Keith, come back. We're the champion. Just immediately get caught.
We're the champion.
Terry just hits the mat.
All the air is expelled from your lungs.
He lies there in his overly tight trunks.
It's a very cold day as well.
Oh no.
He absolutely goes for the pin as well.
I get pinned.
As 1, 2, 3, as the sound of construction bursts through the speakers, as Wrecking Ball and Crane are handed the tag team champions.
I'm just splattered out on the ground, like I'm not even selling it. I'm like probably actually dying.
You don't need to sell, you are genuinely hurt. A few like unnamed staff run out with like a stretcher and stuff to wheel you to the back, as Wrecking Ball and Crane celebrate in the ring with their new tag team championship belts.
I put my hand up at the belt and just can't just fall down. Like, ugh.
Because it's such a cheap promotion, can it not be a stretcher? Can it just be like an old bit of a door?
Titanic Terry is wheeled out. Champion no longer.
Champion no more. Yeah, that is the end of that match. Everything goes quiet for a second as Titanic Terry is wheeled out awkwardly, as the crowd sort of looks dejected and sits down, seeing their absolute favourite, Colossal Keith, turn his back on the other guy that's also there.
Hey, Titanic Terry's great. People love him.
Not anymore.
Definitely not been riding off Keith's coattails to get the belts. But yeah, the match dies down and people are just murmuring and silently confused as the next match starts up.
Do you want to describe your entrance? How are you entering?
So I come out, I still see Terry struggling.
I'm like, oh.
I throw up a tease to call for time. Call for time, call for time. Help Terry get up.
Terry can't get up.
Just like, it's us like a couple of like 16-year-olds, like Terry's nephews as the ring crew. Comes
Thank
back
you,
with,
boy.
Is that working the crowd? Would that be?
I think it can be, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can make that with the crowd, yeah.
Yeah, you can make an audience roll.
So my audience is 1.
It'll be 2d6 plus your audience.
Okay. I rolled a 5.
Plus 1 for your audience, so 6.
Yep.
So that's a fail, I believe. Yeah, so was it work the audience you were doing there?
Yeah.
You can spend a momentum to gain a momentum. If you botch it, you can't work the audience anymore for the rest of the episode.
I'll just keep as is, and it's like the colossal shit show from before.
The audience, yeah, just they don't understand.
So I just come back out, I'll just shrug.
It's like everyone was hyped to see you, and then you immediately started helping the old man that they did not care for. Yeah. And then they were like, oh, and then you come back and they're
Yeah, and just have to awkwardly look back, keep checking in on Terry, so I kind of just get in the ring. It's very clear this has all gone to pot.
This is not the finish the match that they intended. Making his way to the ring from the mean streets of Greenwich, over time, Oliver Timely.
The crowd go mild.
The crowd are still very mild from your helping Terry get out the ring.
The crowd is surprisingly still there.
Can people just be murmuring? And I'm just, as my opponent comes in, I'm just leaning over the ropes, having to chat with someone about what's happened.
What lights are there dim down slightly as you're having a conversation as making his way to the ring from everywhere all at once. Copyright pending. Mr. International, John Punchman. Lights, glitz, and glamour flare up as a man, slicked cutback hair. He looks a bit like Johnny Cage from the first Mortal Kombat. He has sunglasses on even though it is night and very poorly lit as a legally distinct pitbull starts playing. He waves, he takes his sweet time getting to the ring, he starts shaking people's hands. John Punchman comes into the ring. The match is going to start. Should we start with you in control, Tom?
Okay.
As the match, ding, ding, ding.
So we start with just a basic test of strength. So it's just...
I think make a body roll.
That double 6. It is.
So that's, you get a momentum and you can keep control of the match. So give yourself a point of momentum.
It makes up for the one you just lost from.
Yeah.
So Oliver pushes Mr. International down, then he starts running the ropes.
Yeah. As you speed up, you still have, as you do that, I'll say John Punchman tries to make his way to his feet.
In that case, I drop kick him.
Ooh. Make a work roll. So on an 8, yeah, you can choose. Do you want to gain a momentum and let him counter, or do you want to just keep control of the match?
I'll gain momentum.
And as you bounce back and forth between, he staggeringly makes his way to his feet. As you jump and do a drop kick, he does that thing where he like pushes you out the way. So you just completely miss and just hit the ground.
Yep.
As you're on the ground, he's going to like jump on top of you as he just starts punching you. He's giving you the old left hook, followed by another left hook, followed by another left hook, followed by another left hook.
Tried and tested left hook.
Yeah. Can I just slowly turn right? Can I just like comically slowly turn right? Try and work the crowd. So every time he goes left, I just go right. So he misses.
Oh, like trying to dodge him, I see. Yeah, I'll say make a roll on your audience.
I got audience of 1, I think, for a moment. There we are.
Yeah, you can get a momentum. I'll say as he goes left, you go right. As he goes left again, you go right some more. he just keeps punching in like near the same spot as you're able to just slowly make your way and like scuttle away from him. He looks flabbergasted that his punches stopped connecting.
In that case, could I just give him a right hook?
Yeah, you giving him a punch as well.
Ooh, he goes left, you go right.
Yeah.
Make a work roll. Yeah, again, do you want to keep control of the match or do you want to pass it over to him?
I want to do like to have the crowd just go and catch on to what's happening. So every time Mr. International throws a punch, they go left. Then every time I throw a punch, they go right.
Oh, I like that, yeah. Roll on your audience again. That's a 9.
Can I spend momentum to make him pop?
So what you can do is you can spend 1 momentum to turn that 9 into a 10. And then on a 10, you can spend another point of momentum to gain +1 heat with John Punchman.
I feel like we forgot to mention that entirely, that Mr. International is the international champion. Hence why he's known as Mr. International.
You did forget to mention that completely.
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing was just he was some twat from Surrey with a fake tan.
That is correct, but he's also a champion.
So yeah, were you spending that 1 to just get it back, basically?
Yeah. So in that case, we punch the crowd's popping, going left, right, left, right, left, right. And then just to annoy him, I throw a left hook.
Ooh, that sounds like a body roll.
Can he keep his hot streak going? No, he cannot. That's a fucking botch.
As you turn to suddenly throw a left hook, he throws his own left hook, hits you square in the jaw, and as you take a few steps back, he bounces himself off the top ropes and just goes for like a flying like Superman punch. The International Man Punch.
No, it's the punch heard around the world.
As he's in the air, can I hoist him onto my shoulders?
Ooh, that sounds like a body roll. Ooh, that's a just success, yeah.
So I've hoisted him onto my shoulders and I give him an AA.
Yeah, as you go for what the attitude adjuster is, you put him on your shoulders and then try and immediately just slam him down onto the mat. Or else I should probably describe what these moves are. Ooh. It's not your cleanest move. You get the feeling that it's kind of, it's not your best looking one, but as you turn him and you kind of pivot him as you slam him into the ground.
Yeah.
He hits the ground with a bit of a thud and the crowd seems to start cheering for it. They seem to be building momentum with you.
I do the exact same thing he was about to do to me.
Oh, like a running punch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Picking himself up, like rolls over and starts slowly standing up.
I run to the opposite side of the ropes, spring off and do a punch and do the flying punch.
Mm-hmm. Is that an 11? You get a momentum, and then you also keep control of the match.
Can I do an armbar instead over his left arm?
As you do that, you hit him in the face, and your punch cracks his sunglasses.
She hasn't taken off.
Why would he? As you almost grab his arm and then convert it straight into this armbar. Make me a work roll. Ooh.
That's another 11.
He's trying to reach for the ropes, but you just pull him back as he's just flailing about trying to break this hold.
He goes for the ropes. I grab his arm, go, no, not like this. Pull him back to the ring, to the centre of the ring, and then relock the armbar.
That sounds good to me. So yeah, you're spending 2 momentum to gain a heat, or?
Yes.
So yeah, you can gain 1 hit your opponent, leave them speechless, make creative book you in a match, or expose villainous behaviour.
Yeah.
Book a cheater to lose. Yeah, gain a heat with gain an extra point of heat.
Yep. And then I assume because I've relocked the armbar, that's another work roll.
Yes.
Okay. I got a 10 for that.
You're on a roll here.
I weren't really sure making my only positive stat be work was good.
I mean, it's good if you can keep doing it.
Yeah. It's starting to work out well.
I'll say you lock in the armbar and you both hit the mat with a thud, and the audience are hyped for it now. Yes, people are loving it. Take an extra momentum point because you're on a 10.
Even though this is not technically my finish, as this is me trying to submit my opponent, can I say this is me going forward for finish?
Yeah, so at this point, Tom, as you try and finish the match, I'm going to let you know that you are not booked to win this match.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Again, that's subject to change.
We need to put our champion over. Come on.
John Punchman reaches into his trousers, pulls out his sunglasses and puts them on. Yeah. And then he reaches in again and he pulls out a pair of knuckle dusters as he just is going to try and just clock you in the face with them. The referee is far too busy looking at the armbar to notice him arming himself and trying to punch you.
This movie is specifically called The John Punch.
In that case, can I disengage the armbar, spend 2 momentum to call out villainous behaviour?
You can indeed. How are you doing that? How are you exposing him? So expose villainous behaviour to book a cheater to lose their match.
So the ref is divert closer to my side, looking to see if I'm not trying to break Mr. International's arm.
The moneymaker.
Which has just left it so the ref's looking at me, but I'm looking down, and I'm just watching this whole thing. So I instantly break the hold, and just start pointing downwards at the knuckle duster.
As you do that, just to alert the ref.
Yeah.
The ref sees it and just starts immediately starts berating at Mr. International as he reaches over and just pulls it off his knuckles as him and the referee start an altercation as Mr. International's no, it wasn't, that was, and he's just completely distracted. And now you are booked to win the match. As that says a cheater has to lose their match now.
Yep. In that case,
now you have your finisher unlocked because you are actually booked to win.
Yeah.
Feels appropriate, yeah.
Yep. In that case, I'm going to tap Mr. International on the shoulder, then try for the left hook again.
Okay, yeah. Make a body roll. Yeah, so 7, so you can either keep control of the match or give him momentum to have him counter it.
No, I keep control of the match. Then I go for my finisher, for timeout. It is just a crossroads, really. So I punch Mr. National in the face. He bends over. I grab his head under my armpit, lock both his arms in, and then twist him around.
Or just to spin him onto the ground. Yeah, try and hit your finisher. So finisher is just 2d6, and you can add your momentum if you need it.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, that 5. So,
yep.
On a 5, you can spend momentum on this. So, as it stands at the minute, it's a botch. It's sloppy. Yeah. Either you win the match, but creative change something about your presentation or moveset, or they counter it, and now you are booked to lose again. If you spend 2 momentum on a 7 to 9, they sandbag you. You win, but choose one. You power through, gain 1 heat with them, or you punish them and they take an injury.
Ooh. I'm going to spend 2 momentum, turn it to a 7. I'm not going to injure him. I'm just going to take another heat with him.
As you spin him, he hits the ground, and do you immediately go for the cover?
Yeah.
As you go for the cover, you hook a leg as just the referee. 1, 2, 3. The audience seem to enjoy that more than the previous match.
They're into this one. Less Terry, more interesting match.
That's all we have time for our first episode. Hope you enjoyed the show and thank you so much for listening. Thanks to Kevin MacLeod and Facilian Studios for music and sound effects used throughout the episode. I'll put links to both their pages down in the show notes. If you want to support the show, please do follow us on our socials. I'll put links in the show notes and any support is greatly appreciated. Our plan is to play through the first 2 episodes of the wrestling promotion and then have a big pay-per-view finale, with this being the halfway point of the first episode. We'll then switch it up entirely to something new, so comments or suggestions on what you'd like to see us play next are definitely recommended. Join us next time for the thrilling conclusion of the first episode of British Conclave Wrestling. We'll hear from Terry about his injury and loss, and Enigma has her main event match against the mysterious Dark Omen. Take care.